Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd do a 2-page tea party scrapbook layout. The paper that I'm using for today, the majority is actually digital paper that I printed out on my printer. For this one, it's actually a freebie. I think it was from either Miss K Cuttables or Little Scraps of Heaven. Now I have used this before on my scope picture layout, and again, I've had this for a while, so unfortunately I can't remember. It does measure 11.5 by 11.5, and I'll go ahead and back that on a piece of 12 by 12 pink cardstock paper. And I've inked not most of my edges, but some of my edges with my Stampin' Up! Early Espresso. I didn't ink the pink cardstock. I didn't think it would look right with the brown, so I just left it as it is. For my first piece, it does measure 11.5 by 2 7/8, and this is actually a Googled image that I brought down to my silhouette and trace. I did ink my edges for this one with my Stampin' Up! Marina Mist. And for my next page, I actually already have it ready. Now for this paper, it actually came along with the file that I'll be using today from Etsy. This is one of the digital papers that it had. It's really pretty. It looks like it's the inside of a room. So I'm using it to appear as the inside of a bakery shop. So for my files today, I'll go ahead and leave all the information on the description down below just in case anybody's interested. For my first piece, I do have my bakery. For my bakery, it does measure 7 1/4 by 6 5/8, and I have added stickles to all of my cuts just to make them shine a little bit. Next, I do have 3 photo mats. They do measure 4 by 4 3/4, and on my silhouette, I did internal offset. Next, I do have my title. My title does measure 4.5 by 3 inches. Now, it does read Tea Party. It does not come with a title, so I just typed in on my silhouette, Tea Party, created an offset. And from the files, it does come with a cupcake, so I grabbed that cupcake, enlarged it, put it behind my offset, grouped it together, and then created an additional offset. So the cupcake is a printing cut, and I just added stickles here just to make it shine a little bit. And the Tea Party, I did pop it up with 1 thickness of foam tape. This layout is actually for my daughter. When she plays Tea Party, she brings out all her stuffed animals, puts a blanket on the floor, and has tea party with them. It's the cutest thing. So I figured I would go ahead and make a scrapbook layout out of it. And because it's the cutest thing ever, I actually made a little journaling card. Now for this, it does measure 2.5 by 3 1/4, and I did an offset on my silhouette. And this part right here, the yellow, I've mentioned it before, it's from an old freebie from Little Scraps of Heaven. I don't remember which one. I'm sorry about that. So this I'll go ahead and put behind here. Now this video might be a little bit long just because there's a lot of cuts that I ended up using. I actually didn't even end up using all of them. It was just way too many. But to start off, I do have these 3 items. For this one, since I wanted for it to seem like it's inside of a room, I took the measurement of this part here, put all these 3 together, and then sliced them evenly to seem as they're in the back of the room. So for my stove, I actually measured it at 2 1/8 by 2 3/4. This pink one measures 2.5 by 3 3/8. My counter measures 2 1/8 by 2 3/4. And again, I put them together and then just center them right here towards the middle. Next, I do have my table. For my table, it does measure 2 5/8 by 4 1/4. Next, I do have 2 chairs. For the chairs, it does measure 2 by 4 inches. And it only comes with 1 chair, so I went ahead and just duplicated and flipped it. I'm actually going to start taping down a couple of things because, like I said, it's going to be a lot of things that I ended up doing. For the rest, I'll use my zip dry. And as you might be able to tell, I made it to be as much pink as possible because my daughter, of course, like all little girls, she loves the color pink. Next, I do have my rolling pin on top. For that one, I did add Wingastella. This whole thing, not sure if you could see it, it does measure 2 1/4 by 3 inches. I did pop it up on 1 thickness of foam tape. Go ahead and bring it up here. Next, I do have my cake. My cake does measure 2 1/8 by 1 3/8. I did pop it up on foam tape. Next, I do have 2 mixing bowls. For this one over here, it does measure 1 3/4 by 1 1/2, and this one measures 1 3/8 by 1 1/8. I'll go ahead and bring them over here. Next, I do have 3 jars. The jars do measure 3/4 by 7/8, and I wanted them to look like real jars, so what I ended up using on top of it, I went ahead and used my Glossy Accents by Ranger, and I really like how they came out. And they are all popped up on 1 thickness of foam tape. I do have pies, cupcakes, and all of these I fit specifically to fit right here. I do have a butterfly cookie and a blue cookie. Also popped up on 1 thickness of foam tape. For the pies, they do measure 1 inch by 1/4. The cupcakes do measure 3/8 by 3/8. My blue cookie does measure 7/8 by 7/8. My butterfly cookie measures 1 1/8 by 1 1/4. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, whoa, that is a lot. When I saw this file and I saw all the things it came with, originally I was not going to use all of them, but since it is for my daughter and she is playing a tea party, I try to think, when a little child plays tea party, exactly what do they imagine? And from there I just decided to use all the files, and I'm really glad I did, just because they are so cute. I really like them. And there you have it. This is my 2-page tea party scrapbook layout. If you enjoyed the video and like to give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it as well. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye for now.